Good. We are just making sure everything is up and running. And good morning, everyone. First off, we want to apologize because the internet and the connection lately has been a little frozen, a little not too clear. And we always talk about that. We're not always in control of the situation and or the bandwidth. And that's kind of how life is. We're not really in control. We're going to chat about that today because that is what's trending on this Trendy Thursday. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, live with you.
TwoSistas. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0. You may see on the generated action, where they, it's the wording and whatnot. And of course, they spelled my name incorrectly. That's okay. That's not what's trending. But, there's a lot of trending when things go haywire, right? I mean, I was all set to do my walk this morning and it was pouring rain. Now, generally, I don't mind walking in the rain, but this was like a monsoon, so I don't do monsoons. But anyways, hey, Trending Thursday, so much to chat about. Just a quick reminder, I just posted on the TwoSistas page, and if we're friends on my personal page, book number 16 has just gone live, so would appreciate your support with that. All of these stories are amazing, and my story has to do with a tribute to our father. So download the book today. All profits for that go to kiva.org. So I'm going to turn it over to my sister, Casu.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations on that. And I can't wait to download it myself. I knew today was coming, so I'm always excited. And it's always good to support people that you love, that you care about, that you respect. But how cool is it to read someone's words in writing, in print? I do like the whole download, but I really love the hard copy. I'm just one of those, I'll read from the phone or your iPad or whatever, but I like the physical book, so I'm excited about that. And I have no doubt that it's going to become a bestseller, and that's the whole point. The more downloads you get, the higher it goes up in the ranks. That's how the Amazon world of book and publishing works, which is pretty cool. But there are so many things that are trending. Some are really emotional topics. Some are, and actually I would say most are emotional topics like lately. And I think the world in itself is such an emotional topsy-turvy. I almost think like the world, the globe is going flip-flop, round and round, flip-flop. It's like a nursery rhyme. But when you think about what is going on in our world that's trending, that we're not in control of. And we always talk about that with your own health and wellness. It's all encompassing your mind, your body, your spirit. So yes, there's the fitness piece. There's, what we put in our gut. That is another piece. How we go about our day from a mindset perspective of what's in control, what's not in control. That also impacts our health and wellness. But sadly, because we all live off of devices, we literally live off of devices. And going to that, one of the trend things that was trending this week chatting about was wearing a watch. How many people still wear a watch? Now, a lot of people wear the Apple Watch because it's all encompassing. You can look at the time, you can look at your emails, you can look at who's calling your texts from a click of your wrist. I personally don't like it because then I really feel like I'm strapped to a device. Now, when I think of an old-fashioned watch or just a good old watch, I always think of our dad, which, his 1-year anniversary is coming up in another month of his passing and celebrating of his life, and that's what we're all about. But he was a big component of really teaching us about the value of a watch. Making sure that you're on time, knowing where you're supposed to be, and just, it was part of your attire. You wore it whether you're female or male. Today, they're very electronical because it all encompasses everything that's social media, your emails or whatever. So I almost look at wearing something like that I'm a prisoner of what's going on in our world and of social media and of too much electronics. And I don't want that. So that's why you'll never see me wear that type of a watch, and I purposely don't wear a watch because time ticks quickly. That's what's trending. Time goes so fast. The years of your children growing up, I look at what is going on in so many different states, probably all of them, specifically talking about what's going on in the United States. And these are the times that your children are not young forever, right? And they add so much joy, sometimes stress, obviously, because, parenting is not an easy job. But these are the years that you really want to just sit down and play with them and listen to their conversations. And how sad it is that parents have to spend their valuable, precious TikTok time with their children defending the rights. But that's what's going on. That's what's trending right now, and you can't get away from it because it's ever changing. And the reason why it's ever changing because they change the goalpost every single day. And what are you in control of? Show up at your school board meetings, know what's going on, have a voice for your child. And no, do people want to do that, especially during summer and summertime and summer vacation? No, but it's necessary because you're entering into that school year. So, I think what's trending right now is just time, the lack of time, how you fit into everything, all health and wellness and everything that encompasses it, everything that you have to battle and juggle as a parent, as a grandparent. You're juggling time. So rip off those watches and realize that time is just too precious to be constantly ticking and talking at your wrist. And really value the importance of that time that you have with that loved one. What do you think? What's trending in your world?
Well, well, thank you for asking. There's always something trending, right? And what I notice with trending topics, and I noticed this myself. I don't know, sometimes you find things unintentionally, right? There was an article, it was a very interesting article, and of course I lost it. I'm starting everything up on the other computer, but it was about how optometrists have been getting inundated with new clients because everybody is complaining about their eyesight. The glare, for me, my eyes are very susceptible to the glare. And, for instance, driving to Philly, obviously I didn't drive, but just being in the car for that long and, the sunlight, and I do, will put some sunglasses on, but still, and then of course, your devices, we're constantly on our devices. I have 2 computers. So I think what we have to remember is, and what you had kind of referenced to, was to kind of take a break from that stuff. I'm on my computer a lot, but I set when I know I'm going to be at my desk for a few hours, I set the alarm for every 45 minutes, even if it's just that I get up, walk on the other, walk around just for, a couple minutes, gives your eye that break. So that's one thing that is trending that I did want to mention. Be careful of your eyes. I know, for instance, that they do have a lot of, I think they're called blue blockers.
Yes.
And they have those different things that you can put over your computer screen. So I'm going to be, excuse me, definitely looking into that. What else is trending? Well, that's kind of a loaded subject for me. But what definitely is trending, I've been on Clubhouse probably for about 6 months, but I'm actually going to be on a forum tomorrow. So I'm going to be, I guess Clubhouses, from what I understand, is really trending these days. I don't know much about it, but I will be on there tomorrow for a forum for the as a continued book launch. So I'm kind of excited about that. So that's kind of what's personally trending. So just curious, who out there does use Clubhouse? Because I know originally it was.
I have one as well. I don't use it as much. And I think part of the issue for a lot of people is, you're now introducing yet another social media account that you have to, watch, you have to interact with, especially if you're an entrepreneur. And I think it's because people just keep searching for something that will allow them the freedoms that we take for granted, that are in our Constitution, that are still in our Constitution, even though there are some big conglomerates and tech companies that are trying to do away with that by continued censorship. And I do know that another big tech, and a lot of people are very Apple loyal. Apple is also doing a lot of censoring now between Apple users. And the only reason why I found that out was a friend of mine was trying to, message people about a certain drug that is very helpful with if in fact, sadly, that you get exposed to the virus. And she's finding more and more difficulties. So I think with all these new introductions of these new social media platforms, people are trying to say, look, I just want to be part of a community where I can be me, be myself, speak my mind, be informed, and let others be informed, and not be stifled by something that I share, that I hear, whether it's a news source, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a Rumble report, whether it's a Blaze report, whatever it is, right? And that, I think, is what's trending, is people just keep searching. They keep joining all these different platforms, hoping it will be the one. So, I'm also a member of that, and I haven't really played around with it much, but I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, I'm like one of my co-authors, Pei Ming. I think she's known as Sunny. I forgot what her handle is, but she is like a whiz at this. And I am just amazed at how people's businesses, from what I've been researching the last couple of days, because I was asked to be a part of the forum, and I said, sure, I would love to be. But then I'm like, yeah, I don't know anything about Clubhouse. I've had it for 6-8 months, and didn't even update my bio. I still have to do that. So you kind of wonder, like, it's pretty fascinating to me that we always look for, like you said, different ways to be a part of something. But I think it's also, it really is worth saying that, if a forum or a different platform can help you to grow or develop your business, especially in a world where we are today. I mean, I just think that is phenomenal. And I guess it boils down to, excuse me, what you like, what you don't like, as far as the different platforms. I just signed up for Rumble, so I'm trying to figure that one out, because obviously I want to, start putting our podcast on there. So, I think there's good and bad, obviously, with any type of social media platform. And obviously the bad being all the censorship going on.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, again, it boils down to people just want to be informed. I mean, we live in a digital age where, news sources, breaking news, data, all that is really at your fingertips, but you don't want to be inhibited by, someone telling you don't have the right to. I mean, we always say, be thoughtful, be kind, be respectful, try to do your due diligence in whatever you're researching. And you know what, it's okay if you shared something and you thought it was really valid and you kind of did your own homework on it, and all of a sudden you realize, oops, that was a misstep. The information wasn't completely accurate, or maybe they've updated the data. Just tell people. People appreciate those that are being, realistic, that they're being accountable, and that they're being impactful, but also that they're credible. It's okay to be, oops, I did an oopsie. I shared something, or I shared information that isn't accurate. And that's part of what's trending, is there's too much misinformation. So you really have to do your due diligence if you are one of those that does like to kind of dig in and do the research. But yeah, there's so many different platforms out there. Pick and choose what serves you, because we, the people, do have the responsibility to not keep using something that is really doesn't advocate goodness, doesn't advocate freedoms and liberties. So sadly, I think with the biggest platform that's out there, who is a conglomerate that really does need to be broken up, took advantage of that and has run with it. And it's very hard to break away from something that, you know, in the day when it was useful and very good is a very good thing, because who doesn't like sharing memories or pictures or what they're doing, sharing part of their life, and really connecting with people. And that's really what social media was. Its first intention was to connect people with relationships, connect people with liked desires, liked interest, and also really reconnecting people that, you know, maybe don't have the opportunity. One person lives in Florida, another person lives in, you know, California. It was a great way, especially for families and friends, to keep that connection growing. So I would love to get back to not the MySpace days, but something a little bit closer to just authenticity of what is going on in our world, instead of people trying to push an agenda or a propaganda piece. Let's get back to being real and helping others. And speaking of helping others, you know, again, our prayers go out to everyone that is stranded in Afghanistan. I mean, the incredible amount of film and footage that is coming out. And one in particular just broke my heart. It happened to have, it was US soldiers. And these girls were like trapped in these, you know, kind of like, you know, definitely a truck, but it had, you know, like they were in prison, and they were just pleading with the Americans, get us out of here, you know, help. And it's heart-wrenching. It is absolutely egregious what is going on. And this should, you know, I don't know how many wake-up calls the world or even America has to like wake up and see what's going on within your own communities, within the school systems, within your state politics, your local politics, within the national politics. And now you've got, you know, the world, which of course is always revolving with a news cycle. When are people going to say, we are not in a good place right now? And what can we do to change that? How do we impact? Well, you start locally. You start impacting your local government, and it works its way all the way up. But you can't be complacent. Not summertime, someone else is going to do the work. We all have to collectively hold hands together, lock arms, and do it together. And, you know, where's the outrage and the outcry from, you know, even DC, you know, the AOC groups and all of them, their squad. You don't hear them, you know, shouting out about what's going on with the women and the young women of all ages in Afghanistan. And I find that very telling. And that should be like a no-brainer, regardless of what country you're from, humanity and the atrocities that are happening right now. Well, we're enjoying the freedoms that we have here, even though we feel like they're being impeded upon. Of course they are. But you always got to remember that no matter where your world is at, your own personal world, with your health, your wellness, your mindset, you got to remember, as much of a bad day you might be having, there is definitely other people that are having a worse day and more of a nightmare. So we want to keep all them in our prayers.
Absolutely. And the other part of that too is, you know, sometimes as well as the electronic devices, you know, we also need to turn off the TVs. I, you know, typically turn it on when I'm cooking dinner, and I don't even know how many breaking news bulletins. Like, we've become so, I want to say desensitized. I'm not sure that's the correct word, but breaking news. And some of it is like, why is that breaking news? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, you know, the goalpost is always moved. The silly putty keeps reformatting itself, and it's just getting crazy out there. And, you know, our hearts and prayers do go out to all the atrocities that are happening in Afghanistan. And I just can't say enough about that. So our hearts and prayers, definitely, for sure. On that note, this has been a great Trending Thursday. You know, we make it through, we trudge through, even with all the bandwidth issues. Oh my goodness, right? You know, hey, that's what it's all about. It's about getting your message out there. How do you want to get your message out there? How do you want to be the trendsetter, maybe to help others in need? On that note, my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I am with
Sistas, and this is Carol Sue, AKA Nani Boss, live on a rainy day. But you know what? You make your own sunshine, you make your own happiness. And even in the fear of what is going on, there's so much fear going on, fear mongering, fear for other people, fear for countries, fear for those that are doing harm and wrong. They do impact your health and wellness. Make sure that the time that ticks tock so quickly that you use it wisely. Do not depend on others to fight your battles. You've got to be really showing that you care enough, that you're passionate enough, and that you're postured enough for your own beliefs, because that is going to impact your health and wellness in such a positive mindset that you actually might be the trend center and be the courage for somebody else that needs that little push, that maybe is a little bit fear about speaking out or speaking up or taking action. And with that, we will see you tomorrow for Friday, which is Fantabulous Friday. Congratulations, Jan, on your book. Don't forget to go download that today. You guys have a great day.
Bye, everyone.